Good evening. I'm Lauren Glidden and you are watching SNU News Channel HD. Tonight we begin in the Webster Commons where an annual holiday kickoff event is gearing up. At the conclusion of every fall semester, Southern Nazarene University hosts Yule Feast, which has served as SNU's annual holiday celebration. We go live to the Webster Commons where SNU News Channel HD reporter Brian Laws has more on the story. Brian?
Right now I'm standing in the Webster Commons, the central hub of activity here at Southern Nazarene University. This is where the annual Yule Feast will be held this year. Now you might be asking yourself, what is the Yule Feast? The Yule Feast is an event that Southern Nazarene University puts on at the end of every fall semester, where a meal is provided for the students as well as fellowship with other students. SNU provides this event as an attempt to strengthen the community that they're so well known for on campus. Now what else is there to do at the Yule Feast? Plenty, because the sources have informed me that there will be a beard growing contest as well as a leg hair growing contest for the women. In addition, there will be an ugly sweater contest and several other Christmas themed games that the students can participate in. As well as the games and the festivities, there's a central theme that students pick every year to celebrate at the Yule Feast. This year's theme has not been disclosed yet, but in upcoming weeks we'll be finding out what this theme is so we can let you guys know so you can come prepared to the Yule Feast. It's sure to be a great event. We hope to see all of you there. Back to you in the studio.
This year's Yule Feast is scheduled for Friday, December 10th in the Webster Commons. For more information, students are encouraged to check out the SNU Student Government website at www.snusga.com. While Yule Feast has been around for years at SNU, a new event has been added to this fall's SNU annual homecoming. Every November during the second weekend of the month, alumni from around the globe gather back at SNU to celebrate the school's homecoming. This year, the SNU Alumni Department has added Paint the Street to the list of homecoming weekend activities. SNU News Channel HD reporter Austin Patterson has more. Austin?
Here I am on College Street, where Paint the Street will be happening. It's more formally known as Storm the Street, and it's part of the festivities here at Southern Nazarene University's Homecoming 2010. What we're going to be doing here during Homecoming is we're going to be painting the street a crimson color. Crimson, as you know, is the main color of Southern Nazarene University, and it's a way for us to come together as alumni, prospective students, and current students to just unify the community in a fun sense of atmosphere. So, I hope you come out here and storm the street with us. I'm Austin Patterson, and back to you in the studio.
Despite a heavy downpour of cold November rain, the Paint the Street event soldiered on. Students were not able to participate in this year's Paint the Street due to the threat of rain. Instead, the university opted to have Sherwin-Williams paint the street professionally so that the paint could endure the rain that came on the day of homecoming. Coming up next on SNU News Channel HD, an SNU monument endures some student fun. Also, later in sports, SNU football and basketball both have a successful homecoming weekend. All that when we return to SNU News Channel HD.
Welcome back to SNU News Channel HD. I'm Jeremiah Black. Nearly a decade ago, SNU celebrated its 100th anniversary as a university. As a part of that celebration, the school constructed a monument in front of the Webster Commons. This monument, known as the School Fountain, has become a beacon for the SNU community. But as SNU News Channel HD reporter Foster Biggers explains, the fountain has also become a target for some clever pranksters on campus. Foster Biggers is live outside of the Webster Commons with more. Foster?
Today I'm on the campus of Southern Nazarene University where the fountain behind me, usually a fountain of unity, the central of the campus, has been turned into something much worse than that. It has now become the central heart of vandalization on this campus. Food, candy, coins, and other things have been found in this fountain these past couple months, and SNU security is left with nothing but questions. Ever since SNU's founding in 1899, SNU's fountain was actually placed in the middle of historic Route 66 until 1969, when it was moved to the heart of SNU's campus. But that is when terror started striking the fountain. Brian Poff is SNU's head of security for over 30 years, and has completely dedicated his life to trying to stop these crimes. Now we're here with head security guard for SNU, Brian Poff, to talk about all the vandalization that the fountain has occurred. Brian, what can you tell us about all of the vandalization that's gone on here?
Well, most of this stuff is just, classic vandalizing the fountain scenario. We have, throwing fruit in the fountain, feces, garbage and or rubbish. We have dye, soap, bodies. I mean, really just pretty much your standard, your fountain trashing things.
Yeah. That's interesting. How many years has this been occurring that you've seen all of this since you've been here pretty much? First off, how many years have you been here?
About 30 years.
And so in your 30 years, what is the most reoccurring thing that you've seen in the fountain?
Well, there's a lot of food, but there's also a lot of soap. And I don't understand it because I hate showering.
So what have we learned here today about this fountain that stands behind me here at Southern Nazarene University? We have learned that though this fountain is the heart and soul of SNU's campus, there is also the heart and soul of heartbreak and pain that SNU security has gone through these past couple of years. For SNU News, I'm Foster Biggers.
While placing items in and around the fountain has become a bit of student tradition, the SNU Security Office did want to make the point to tell students that any pranks pertaining to the fountain will be treated as an act of vandalism. With that in mind, students are discouraged from taking out their college enthusiasm on the fountain. Now we move east of the fountain to the newest building on campus, the Hills. The Hills is SNU's newest dormitory and is set to open in January of 2011. Diverging from the traditional dorm look on campus, the Hills will instead be a new apartment-style housing complex that will house both male and female students. For more on the new apartments, we go to Matt Shellenberger, reporting live outside of the Hills. Matt?
Thank you, Jeremiah. As you can see, I am standing in front of the brand new apartment-style living complex called the Hills. The Hills will have 288 beds. Next year, 88 freshmen and 200 upperclassmen will be able to move into the Hills. When we caught up with a student named Candace Robinson, we asked her a few questions about the dorm. What do you think of the new dorms?
I haven't actually been there myself, but from what I've seen and heard, it looks like it's going to be awesome.
Will you be moving into the new dorms?
No, actually I won't be.
Why is that?
Well, currently I have one of the Bracken end rooms, which is very big, so I'm pretty content to just keep my big room in Bracken.
Now we know plenty of students are getting anxious about moving into the Hills, but sorry students, they will not open until the spring of 2011. I'm Matt Schellenberger reporting live from the scene. Thank you.
When we return to SNU News Channel HD, the SNU football and men's basketball each pick up wins on homecoming. Highlights of SNU's latest conquests will follow when we return to SNU News Channel HD.
I'm Foster Biggers. Tonight we begin with SNU football, where the Crimson Storm close out another successful season with a victory. Saturday afternoon's game marked homecoming and was also SNU's final game of the season, as the Storm hosted the Aggies of Panhandle State University. Let's take a look at the highlights. The Crimson Storm wasted little time in getting on the scoreboard as SNU's quarterback Dan Marino capped a 10-play drive, scoring on an 8-yard option keeper to put the Storm up 7-0. SNU tacked on 35 points total for the game, and the Storm's defense swarmed the Aggies, forcing 3 turnovers as SNU went on to win by a final score of 35-3. The Storm finished out the season with a final record of 6-4. Now moving on to the hardwood. The SNU Crimson Storm men's basketball team is just beginning season play and was also in action on homecoming. SNU welcomed in Lindenwood of Missouri to the Sawyer Center on Friday. Let's go to the highlights. The Storm treated the SNU faithful to a resounding victory as Jacob Mayfield went from one corner to the next, scoring on a nice up and under move early in the first half. SNU star of the night was senior Jim Smith, who scored a game-high 25 points as the team lit up the scoreboard, hitting 48% from 3. SNU went on to win by a final score of 82-63. SNU is now 2-0 on the season. And finally, SNU President Dr. Lauren Gresham made a big announcement today on campus. The Crimson Storm Athletic Department has decided to make an affiliation change from NAIA to NCAA Division II. Let's take a look at today's video.
Southern Nazarene University is planning to apply for membership in the National Collegiate Athletic Association. After more than a year of considering options for the future of SNU athletics, the administration has decided to make application for membership in the NCAA Division II. The process at arriving at this point has been slow, deliberative, and with considerable discussion among campus, governing board, and alumni constituents.
The total process will take around 3 years to complete, and talks are already underway for SNU to be a part of a new Oklahoma-Arkansas conference. Possible teams in the conference include Southwestern Oklahoma State, Northwestern Oklahoma State, and East Central universities. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more on the SNU News Channel HD.
Thanks for joining us tonight for the first ever production of SNU News Channel HD. We hope you will join us throughout the spring semester as we bring you more stories from around the SNU campus. For my co-host Jeremiah Black, I'm Lauren Glidden. You stay classy, Southern Nazarene University.